The Galactic Council chambers fell silent as Ambassador Jakar of the Vrexian Dominion presented the holographic evidence. Blue light flickered across 1,000 alien faces as the images rotated slowly. A blackened sphere where Earth once spun, its oceans vaporized, its continents scorched to glass. Humanity is extinct, Jakar announced, his mandibles clicking with satisfaction. The human homeworld was cleansed 3 cycles ago. Their colonies scattered across the rim worlds have been pacified. The aggressive species that threatened our peace is no more. Counselor Terena of the Silvari Collective leaned forward, her crystalline features reflecting concern. The humans fought with unusual ferocity. Are we certain none escaped? Certain, Jakar replied. Our antimatter barrage left nothing. No survivors, no refugees. The galaxy is safer now. The Council voted unanimously to seal Earth's star system as a monument to the dangers of militant species. They believed the matter closed. Another aggressive race culled before it could upset the delicate balance of civilized space. They were catastrophically wrong. 6 months later, Vrexian patrol ships began disappearing along the outer rim. No distress calls, no wreckage, just silence where there should have been regular check-ins. Jakar dismissed it as equipment failures or perhaps rogue asteroids. The Vrexian fleet was vast, a few lost scouts meant nothing. Then the frontier colonies went dark. Jakar stood in the war room aboard the flagship Sovereign Talon, studying tactical displays with growing unease. 17 colonies, over 4 billion Vrexians, gone in 3 weeks. What could do this? His tactical officer whispered, his voice trembling. The answer came as proximity alarms shrieked across every ship in the fleet. Something had just dropped out of faster-than-light travel directly in front of them. Dozens of somethings. The vessels that materialized were unlike anything in the galactic database. They were asymmetric, brutal in design, covered in strange markings and symbols, but it was the sound that froze every being on every bridge across the Vrexian armada, a sound that shouldn't exist in the vacuum of space, yet somehow it resonated through their hulls, their bones, their very souls, a rhythmic pounding, primal, and terrifying. War drums. Unknown vessels, identify yourselves, Jakar demanded. The response came in perfect galactic standard, the voice cold and absolutely devoid of mercy. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the UX Vengeful Spirit. You destroyed our home. You murdered our families. You declared us extinct. A pause, and when the voice returned, it carried the weight of extinction itself. You were incorrect. Jakar's blood ran cold. Impossible. We saw Earth die. Earth died, Chen confirmed. But humanity doesn't live on a planet, Ambassador. We live in our rage. We live in our memory. We live in every hidden bunker. Every colony ship you missed, every human you thought too insignificant to track. We are cockroaches, Ambassador. We are the species that looked at the food chain and climbed to the top. We are evolved persistence predators, and you just became our prey. The human fleet attacked with a coordination that defied Vrexian understanding. They didn't use standard tactics. They didn't follow conventional warfare protocols. They fought like cornered animals, desperate, vicious, and utterly without restraint. Human ships rammed into Vrexian destroyers at relativistic speeds. Boarding parties spacewalked across the void with nothing but handheld thrusters and magnetic boots, breaching hulls with explosives and clearing ships deck by deck. They used debris fields as cover, ambush points, weapons, and through it all those drums kept pounding. A psychological weapon that drove fear deep into every alien heart. Jakar watched his fleet crumble. These weren't the humans he'd studied. Those had been scientists, artists, dreamers building a future among the stars. These were something else entirely, the concentrated essence of human wrath given form and purpose. Retreat, he ordered. Full retreat to Vrexian Prime. But the humans had planned for that too. As his ships turned to flee, more human vessels emerged from FTL behind them. They'd been waiting, hunting. They'd learned patience from their extinction. Captain Chen's face appeared on every screen across what remained of the Vrexian fleet. Her expression was carved from stone. You wanted to make an example of us, she said quietly. To show the galaxy what happens to aggressive species. So we'll make an example of you. Every world you govern, every colony you've established, we're coming for them. Not to conquer, not to occupy, to remind you that extinction is a gift we can give in return. We can negotiate, Jakar begged, his composure finally breaking. Peace, resources, anything. You could have negotiated before you glassed Earth. Chen replied. Before you killed 8 billion humans, before you orphaned every child among the stars. Now? The drums intensified, a crescendo of fury. Now you pay the butcher's bill. The sovereign talons shook as human marines breached the flagship. Shakar heard weapons fire in the corridors, heard his guards die. The drums were inside his head now, pounding, relentless. His door exploded inward. Marines in black armor poured through, their weapons trained on him. Behind them walked Captain Chen, her uniform bearing burn marks from a dozen battles. Ambassador Zakar, she said formally, you are hereby charged with genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. You will stand trial aboard New Harmony, our largest remaining colony ship. You will answer for every life you took. Zakar sagged in his restraints as they dragged him away. Behind him, through the viewport, he watched human ships move through his fleet like sharks through a school of fish. The Galactic Council had thought humanity a threat when they were peaceful explorers. They had no conception of what humanity became when you took everything from them. Word spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The humans weren't extinct. They were everywhere, and they were angry. Species that had voted for Earth's destruction found human fleets at their borders. Some surrendered immediately. Others fought and learned why predator species learned to fear. Humanity didn't reconquer Earth, they didn't need to. They'd learned the truth in their darkest hour. Home isn't a planet. Home is wherever humans decide to make their stand. And the galaxy would never forget the day the war drums started beating in the void. The day the dead came home.